everybody! So today is Monday and that means it's family movie night, and this is the series where I pick a film that you can watch with your entire family on Netflix stream. And I also have a column on ldsblogs.com where I go into a little bit more detail about the pick, and that column is a week behind my video pick, so you'll see today the post for Tinkerbell that gets posted up there. So today's pick kind of goes with the Halloween feel of October, and I am going to talk about Corpse Bride, Tim Burton's Corpse Bride. And if you're a fan of the channel, you'll have already heard some of my opinions about this film in my animated Oscar series when I looked at 2005, and I said that I really love this film. In fact, it was my pick, even though I also really love Wallace and Gromit. I just think this, because of the music, gets the slight edge. But let's talk about Corpse Bride. So Corpse Bride was released in 2005, and a lot of people thought it would be a sequel to Nightmare Before Christmas because of Tim Burton, similar visual style. Well, what they didn't understand is that Tim Burton didn't actually direct Nightmare Before Christmas. That was actually Henry Selick, who also did James and the Giant Peach. Another thing that I actually learned fairly recently in the last 2 years was that I didn't realize that Corpse Bride wasn't a Disney film. It has a lot of the same sort of feel of Nightmare Before Christmas, and I think it's certainly a worthy entry in that genre. I do think that Nightmare Before Christmas is a little bit better. I think it has a little bit better story, that's the main difference. But it also has, there are a lot of similarities. It has they both have Danny Elfman music. They both have the same sort of visual feel, although I think that the animation is actually a little bit better in Corpse Bride. It's just a little bit more fluid. But anyway, let's just talk about Corpse Bride by itself. So Corpse Bride was released in 2005, and this was actually directed by Tim Burton, and he got a great cast. He got Johnny Depp, who a lot of times I don't really like. I'm not a huge Tim Burton fan, but I do like him better in his animated. I really enjoyed Frankenweenie. I just watched that for my 2012 animated Oscar video. I really thought that was great. So I do enjoy Tim Burton more almost as an animator, which is where he started. He started working for Disney. Then I honestly, I've just gotten so bored with his live action films of late. So I'd be happy if he did more animation, to be honest. But anyway, so he has Johnny Depp, who's a frequent collaborator, and then he also has Helena Bonham Carter and Emily Watson are the main leads. But then there's also a really great, the rest of the cast is very fleshed out. And basically it tells the story of Victor, who is the Johnny Depp character, and Victoria, who are going to be set up by their parents in an arranged marriage that will help out both of their families. Well, the interesting twist in this film is that they actually meet and they end up really liking each other and actually want to get married in this arranged marriage, which is sort of different. But something happens where he gets really nervous at the rehearsal dinner, and he ends up running out into the forest, and as he's rehearsing his vows, because he's really nervous, he puts the engagement ring, he puts the wedding ring on a twig, kind of practicing out the vows that he's going to say. And it turns out it's actually not a twig, but it's the finger of a corpse bride who's in this kind of limbo between the afterlife and because she had her heart broken, and so she never got to finish kind of what she was supposed to finish. And so she looks at this as a true marriage, that now they're married because he said a vow and put a ring on her finger. Well, so he ends up getting dragged to the afterlife, and he's, of course, away from Victoria. They don't know where he's gone. And like, they don't make the corpse bride like just a one-note character. Like, she is sweet and lovable, and she's trying to do the right thing, but she's also really sensitive and gets her feelings hurt, and she's a really good character. And of course the music is so wonderful in this film. Danny Elfman did such a great job. There's a piano solo called Victor's Piano Suite that Johnny Depp's character, the Victor, plays for Victoria, and it's one of my favorite instrumental pieces in all movies. I think one of the things I really appreciate about the film is when they get to the afterlife, the colors are all of a sudden bright, fluorescent almost in tone, and you know, where you've been seeing these almost black and white, subdued colors in the Victorian segments. And they start out right away. You first get to the afterlife and you get the great song Remains of the Day. And that is just a great example of how you can tell story and you can fill in a lot of exposition with a good song. And that's something like the great like Ashman and Macon's musicals were able to do so well, is that you could have Belle filling in a ton of exposition while still having it be a really great song. It's a movie that is somewhat predictable. There's kind of a liar reveal, which is a little annoying, but overall it's just so beautiful and I love the music, and I don't think it's too scary, sensitive when it comes to scares, but I do think that this film is a ghost story, and I think kids like ghost stories. And I don't think this one is too over the top. It's certainly nothing as scary as, say, the boogeyman scene in Nightmare Before Christmas. You know, it's just depends on kids. It depends on the type of personality they are, the type of dreams they have, the type of, just every kid's different. So you have to decide if you think this would be appropriate for your children. But I think I would have been fine with it. It has great music, it has a pretty good story, and it has great vocal performances, great animation. So overall, it's just a really entertaining film, and I think you'll really enjoy watching it as a family for Halloween. So let me know what you think. If you get to watch it, please put it in the comment section. And thanks so much. And if you have any suggestions for films for me to pick for a family movie night, please let me know. I'd love to hear. Thanks. Bye.